Thanks for joining me today on Commit to Be Fit. I'm Susie Smith. Did you know that 30,000 Americans die each year from falls? And over 250,000 people report hip fractures due to falls annually. These types of injuries can make it really hard for a person to keep their independence. But the good news is that a lot of falls are preventable, and that's what our focus is today. Now, fall prevention might not seem like a lively topic, but it's very important. As we get older, physical changes and different health problems can actually contribute to falling, and sometimes the medications will also make you unstable. Falls are the leading cause of injury to older people in America. But we don't want the fear of falling to rule your life. So while falls can happen just about anywhere, most of the falls that we encounter are in or around the home. So stay tuned for an exciting show on how to help yourself not to fall.
Be strong and get healthy. Stretch. Feel great about yourself and have some fun. It's time for you. Fitness is the key to your future. Don't get locked out. Take the challenge. Commit to be fit.
So what are some of the causes of falling? Well, we already mentioned medication. If you're having problems with dizziness or you feel a little unstable, check with your doctor on the medications that you're taking, because sometimes your system changes and you may need a medication change. Improper footwear is a big one. You don't need to be going outside with shoes that have no tread on or really high heels during the winter for women. But just try to have something that has a little bit of an ankle support, a boot with some tread on it. Impaired vision is one of the leading causes of falling. You need to get your eyes checked regularly, and if your vision is a little fuzzy, that might make you trip over a curb or something like that. So getting your vision checked is very important. Slick floors. If you spill something, clean it up right away, or if you have dogs in the house that drink and slobber a little bit on the floor, as I do when they leave their bowl, make sure you clean that up right away, because that is just, that's just waiting for a fall right there. A little bit of water and you're going down. Loose rugs. I talked to my mom about this the other day. She has a couple rugs in her kitchen that seem to move when you step on them. So we got some rubber, it's like a netting, it looks like netting that goes under rugs, and it keeps them stable. So you want to check for that. Too much furniture and clutter in your house. I know that's a hard one, but just check your aisles and walkways through the house and make sure you don't have little dog toys laying around or kids' toys, and just enough room, and pick up things. It's good to be neat because it really does help when you go to fall. And the big one today is muscle weakness, and we're going to touch on that later. But there are ways to make yourself more aware and train the muscles that you need to keep your balance. So what are some of the things that we can do to make our homes safer, since that's where most accidents happen? Well, we can use non-slip adhesive strips on our steps. Now, I have carpet on my steps, so that's not practical for me, but I make sure that I wear shoes when I'm walking up and down the stairs, because carpet is known, if I'm in my socks, I'm going to slip. Carpet is known to be slippery on steps. So pay attention to that. You want to install grab bars in your tub, or maybe even beside the toilet, anywhere that you may need some help getting up, may feel a little unstable. Make sure you have railing on your stairs so that you have something to hold on to in case you do start to fall. lighting is very important. You want to have good lighting through the house, maybe some night lights so that when you get up in the middle of the night, you're not stumbling. Make things that you use often more accessible, like your clothing, your food. Keep those down at a level that you don't have to reach for a step ladder or a step stool during the day, because that also adds to falling. Non-skid mats in the bath and shower. Make sure your outdoor walkways and stairs are free of ice. And if you have pets, you can use the pet-safe ice so that your pets don't get their paws burned by regular de-icing. And I notice a lot of people walk with their hands in their pockets because their hands are cold. Wear gloves. If your hands are in your pocket and you slip and don't get your hand out of your pocket soon enough, you're going to fall generally on your shoulder or forward, and that's not good. You're going to break a shoulder. Let's review 6 simple fall prevention strategies. You want to find a good balance and exercise program. Look to build balance, strength, and flexibility. Contact your local agency on aging for referrals. And if you find a program that you like, take a friend with you. Number 2, talk to your health care provider. Ask for an assessment of your risk of falling. Share your history of recent falls to your doctor. Number 3, regularly review your medications with your doctor or pharmacist. And we mentioned that before because sometimes your need for medication changes. Number 4, get your vision and hearing checked annually and update your eyeglasses. Your eyes and your ears are key to keeping you on your feet. Number 5, keep your home safe. Remove tripping hazards, increase lighting, make stairs safe, and install grab bars in key areas. And number 6, talk to your family members. Enlist their support in taking simple steps to stay safe. Exercise can decrease your risk of falls dramatically. I'm going to focus on some basic exercises today on strength and stability. And that's why I'm doing this show today, because I want you to know that it's more important to exercise for 15 minutes a day to do something good for yourself than to fall and spend a lot of time in bed recuperating. So that's our focus today. And we're going to start with posture. Posture is the most important thing that you can really do for yourself as far as getting your muscles in alignment and being prepared to walk outside on the ice and not fall. You want to be in proper posture. So I'm going to start with my feet hip width apart, and I just have a nice base. I have even pressure on the fronts and the backs of my feet, also on the sides of my feet. And I start to come up from the feet, and I think about lifting my knees. And how I want to do that is to flex my quads and kind of turn them out to the side a little, and it lifts the kneecaps up. And as we move up the body, you're going to feel where your pelvis is. I'm going to use this paper for a demonstration. Your pelvis should be straight. And if you have a tilt in your pelvis, it kind of goes like this or like this. And what we want is that straight line in our pelvis. We want it to be parallel to the wall in front of us, not out and not back. So find that middle spot where you come out and you come back, and then there's the middle. And lift up through your body. Lift your rib cage away from your hips and come all the way up. Bring your shoulders up to your ears, round them back, and then let them go away from your ears. You want to make space between the ear and the shoulder. And you want to pull from the crown of your head. You want to feel like there's a balloon coming from the very crown of your head, and it's lifting you up to the ceiling, and it's making space between all of the vertebrae in your back and neck. So we're standing here like this, and I want to focus on pulling the chin in. The chin is here. I see a lot of people walking like this. Their stomachs are in, shoulders are rolled forward, and your chin is out, and they're walking along. Well, I like to call, I don't know if you're familiar with the Three Stooges, Those are some of my favorites to watch, but I call this the pie in the face exercise, and it's just chin tuck. It's a pie in the face, and you want to do this several times a day. You can just tuck it in while you're driving and focus on having the shoulder blades together. I'm going to just kind of show you pulling them together and sliding them down your back. And if you can picture my right shoulder going down my back into a pocket on my left side, and the same with the left going into a pocket, you're squeezing them and trying to make them go into almost like an X. This is good posture, and this is where we start with all of our exercises and where we come back. But if your chin is out and you're walking and you slip, you're going forward and you're going to hit on your face. And I've noticed, today we're going to work on some hip strength too, and I've noticed that when people fall and they're weak in the hips, it kind of goes like this. They start to fall and their hip goes in. So we're going to build that hip strength even by just practicing posture and pie in the face every day. That's going to help you not to fall because you're in proper position, you're walking, your head is balanced on top, and it's not going forward. And for every inch that your head goes forward on the cervical spine, it actually puts 10 pounds of weight. So if you picture a 10-pound dumbbell on the back of your head, every time your head goes forward an inch, it goes forward another inch, it's 20 pounds. So think about that, think about the balloon on top of your head, and we're going to start doing some exercises. Okay, we're going to do some basic exercises for flexibility and training your hips, get some hip strength and some movement in the hips. And we're going to move in a couple different directions. I want you to do this every day for a while. You can add it on to the routine you're already doing, or just simply do these exercises every day. It'll take about 15 minutes, but we want to train our body to move in different directions. A lot of times we just, most of the day we're folded forward. We're working on computers or we're picking up our kids. Everything is in like a forward line. We're moving forward. We're going to move in some different ways today because when you fall, you don't fall in a specific way. You fall to the side or you fall backwards or forwards. So we're going to kind of challenge those moves today. And the first thing we're going to do is simply toe raises and heel raises to strengthen your ankles. So I want you to start with, and while we're doing this, I think that you should hold on to a counter, on your kitchen counter or onto a chair until you get used to some of the movements, so that you don't fall while you're trying to do fall prevention exercises. So hold on to a chair, and we're going to just lift our heels. And you want to hold that, and just lift and hold. And if you feel comfortable, you can let go and work on balance while standing, and just touch your chair when you need it. And I like to do these probably, do about 5 of them, and just pick a number that you like. I usually go like 5, 6, and just hold them for a few seconds. And that's really going to work your calves and your ankles. Some things, it's such a simple thing to do, but things that we don't do. And bring your toes up and stand on your heels. And that's going to challenge your balance. And if you want to let go with one hand at a time. And just keep touching down, and then do it again. And just, pick a few. I'm just going to do a few today, but you can do this at home. Choose a number that you like and just do so many of each exercise until you really feel it. And one more time, bring the toes up. And you can build up to 15 on everything. I think that's a good number. Start with about 5, work up to 15. The next thing we're going to do is a sobriety test. We're going to do the heel-toe touch. So you want to just put your right heel in front of your left, and you can hold on. You're at the kitchen counter. And then put your other heel in front. And I forgot for a second. I could tell I was starting to go forward. So I want to come back to that posture that we talked about. and just take one foot in front of the other and one foot in front of the other, and then come back and try to stare at a spot away from you. And I know this doesn't seem like much, but it really is. If you go to fall, you're going to need all the different movements. You're going to need to remember all the different ways that your body can move to stop this fall. And your muscles have memory. They'll remember that you've stepped this way before. And the next one is, it's called an archer twist that we do in yoga. And it's a little bit awkward. You're going to stand at first, but you'll get used to it. Stand with hip width apart. Your feet are nice. Everything is balanced, front and back of your feet, sides of your feet. And you're going to put your right foot forward. So you're still hip width apart, and your pelvis is facing the wall in front of you. And you're going to put your left hand on top of your head with your thumb up. And you're going to pretend that you have a string from this left thumb to your right thumb. And you're not going to be looking around. You're going to look right at your thumb. As you breathe, you inhale and stare at your thumb as you move. And just go as far as you can. And I know when you first do this, you're going to want to look away from your thumb, but don't, because that'll be easier. You want to keep an eye on the thumb. This is actually called vestibular training. It's for your inner ear. And a lot of us have inner ear problems. So you're just breathing. You're looking at your thumb. And you're keeping your pelvis forward. And you're thinking, always thinking about posture while you're doing these exercises. So you can do these at the bottom of your stairs and just hold on to the railing. You can do that. And all I want you to do is just step up and then step down. So get at the bottom of your stairs, hold on to the railing, start first like this, and then you can add a knee and then come down. And it's just so that you are challenging, change sides. You're challenging your body in different directions. Remember the muscle memory. It remembers. If you've been there, if you've done it before, chances are you're going to be able to activate those muscles, and they're going to remember, and they're going to keep you from falling. Side steps or karaoke steps. These are good ones to practice. Side stepping is just stepping out and coming back. Side step out and come back. This is going to help you a lot. Say you go to slip, you've been here before, you've caught yourself. So practice these every day. And like I said, just start with 5 and then work up to 15. But while you're doing these, I would prefer that you would hold on to something in the beginning until you get used to doing the move. I got out of posture. Try to stay in good posture. You're not going to be in good posture when you go to fall, but you'll come back to it. Karaokes. You step out, cross over, step out, and cross over. So we step, we cross behind, step, cross in front. Come back together. Step, cross in front. Step, cross behind. Come together. Step, cross, and just hold on. You can hold on to your chair or your counter at home, but this is a very good thing to do to get used to using your ankles this way, using your legs that way, and just getting in odd positions so that you've been there before. And one of my favorites always is standing on one leg. So get your balance and just bring that leg up. Now think about your posture. It's going to be the same as if you were on 2 legs. Your shoulders are up and away from your ears. Head is up. That balloon's on top of your head. So hold on first And then when you feel, better, change your arm positions, challenge yourself so that when you are out there and maybe you start to fall, you can catch yourself. You can ride the wave. Because we're going to do some exercises that strengthen your hips. And your legs. So let's start with finding your balance with a chair. And I've got my ankle weight on. And I'm going to stand tall. Posture's everything, remember. We're going to stand nice and tall because if you're not in good form when you do these exercises, you're not really allowing the muscle to work properly. So stand tall and just flex your left foot and kick yourself in the butt. Pretend you're kicking yourself in the behind and come back down. These are hamstring curls and they're really important to strengthening your legs. So we'll start with 5. And those feel really good. And I'll do the other side. So you're exhaling as you come up. Keep your chest out, your shoulders back, shoulders down and relaxed. Your back is together. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together and standing nice and tall. And then we come to the side. Stand tall, lift that leg out to the side, and you can hold it there for a few seconds and bring it back down. Exhale out, inhale in. Standing tall, exhale out, inhale in. I can really feel that. And bring it in. Exhale out and bring it in. We'll do the other side. We'll exhale out and bring it in. There's 2. I don't count very well. 3. And 2 more. These aren't that hard. The exercises are easy, but they're just so important. Face the chair again. Flex your foot, and you're going to do just a straight leg kickback. It works the glutes. We already did the hamstrings. And it's real important to have this strength on your legs and the back of your body. That's going to hold you up. And breathe. Let's do one more. And you're really squeezing back here, and your foot's flexed. And you don't have to start with ankle weights, but these are only 1.5 pounds. It just adds a little bit to the exercise. And breathe. Exhale back, inhale forward. Okay, we're going to come down. Bring your chair. These are just sit to stand. And this is I think I'll turn this sideways. This is such an important exercise. And you need to do this. I would start with at least 10 on these because the legs can really take a lot of work. But stand tall in good posture. Make sure your chair's behind you. And come down to a sit. Now I'm going to adjust my feet a little bit here. And I'm going to come back up. Inhale down, sit. Exhale up. And you can see why this exercise is so important to keep the quads really strong. And you don't need weight. You could actually take your ankle weights off and hold them in your hands if you wanted to for this exercise. And it's a simple exercise of just come to seated, stand back up. So many people have to use chairs that have the backs that are, battery operated that lift you up. But if you keep your legs really strong, you're going to be able to do that. Notice when I sat down, I moved my feet out a little because I want my knees over my ankles. And I'm coming up. And when you get good at this, come up with your arms up to the front. Okay, we're going to take a towel and just fold it up You can use a couch pillow or anything like that. And just put that towel between your knees. And you're going to squeeze. What this does is it activates your inner thighs and your groin muscles. And your groin muscles help to keep your knees in proper position. So we're sitting tall, and posture is important while you're in a seated position too. It's the same thing. And you don't want to, I'm squeezing this as I'm talking, just squeeze and hold and then release. But you don't want to sit too much, because if you do, you're going to get tight hip flexor muscles. I'm going to show you how to stretch those in a sec. So just squeeze. It's always better to stand more during the day. Try not to sit more than a half hour at a time. If you sit for a half hour, you're going to want to get up and do some stretches, and I'll show you that after we've sat here. This is a hip rotation. I'm going to sit, I like to say sitting like a guy. I'm going to take off my ankle weights, show off my Christmas socks. And you just put your foot on your knee. And, well, it's actually a little bit above your knee. And here we are in posture again. This knee is over the ankle. I'm sitting tall. I'm putting a little bit of pressure here on this knee, and I'm just going to focus on having both of my sits bones, my butt bones, on my end of my pelvis into the chair. And I'm sitting nice and tall. And you're going to feel this. This is going to help you open your hips. And the exercises that we did today are going to help strengthen your hips. And you don't want to fall. You don't want to break a hip. I've known people that have broken hips, and that's a big time recuperation. So bring your other foot up. I'm going to take that ankle weight off. Put the foot up, sit tall. Make sure you're always thinking about where your body is in space. That helps a lot. Just body awareness helps a lot. And just hold it here, and you're always breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's come up to standing. Now, say you've been seated for a long time, and you want to come up. The hip flexors are right here, and they attach. And so when you're seated, they're tight, they're contracted. So you want to come up after being seated and just step back with your foot, and you can feel this stretch right here. Now this knee, it's not back here like this, it's right over the ankle. And you're standing tall, and you're stretching. And you can kind of lean into that a little bit. And then you take it to the other side and just step back. And it's okay to straighten out your knee. I know we've always said, you know, soft knees and don't make a straight knee, but you can make a straight knee as long as you don't hyperextend to the back. Well, that's about it for today. I thought this was a really important message, especially this time of year when we're starting to get ice outside, and it's always fall season, you know, as far as I'm concerned. I have animals at home, and you know, if you have kids or grandkids, there's always things lying around. But the main thing, I guess the takeaway today is, remember, it's easier to add exercise into your life than to lie in bed and recuperate from a fall. That's the takeaway today. And I want to wish you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. This is my gift to you, fall prevention. Thanks for joining me. And remember, take the challenge and commit to be fit.